Testing. Testing. Testing the mic this time. Jesus. Speaking of Jesus, Shipwrecked 19, aka The Passion of the Poodle. Kinda sounds like a porno about bestiality. I've never watched any. Unless you count me sisters. Right, we're going to hell for this one. Making fun of the crucifixion. I mean, fuck. That's bound to be in the commandments. Top 3. Honour the Sabbath. Right. Hell for an eternity. Here we go.
Good day. Good day, Brad. Hope all's well with you and the sunshine. Sunshine. Yep. Hello. Yeah, ready. Shipwrecked 19.
We've all been caught in a mouth trap, so join with us in the stir a rap. Well, it was 82.
Brad.
Yes, mate.
I'm so sorry. I've only just read that it's your fault for having like different Easter on a different. Is it the same Easter?
Yeah, it's the same Easter, but the island hasn't got a calendar. Has it?
I don't know. I don't know.
G'day, Kev.
Good afternoon, Brad. Good evening, Brad. It's actually evening here, so we'll say good evening. Well, we're all in a rush, as you've let me know in the email. So I'm going to rush through the script here. We'll see what happens. Usually I like to get a little run through, a little read through, you know, get a feel for the script, a little context behind the lines. Not today, baby. Not today. We're just going to wing it. We're going to just find the little K's. We're going to read the lines, going to infer what's going on from just a few lines around that. We'll see what we can do with this. We'll see how we make it work.
It's Easter, isn't it? It's Easter. Is it Easter?
Well, for the purpose of the show, let's say it is.
I don't know. Is PC doing this?
Sort of. Yes.
Make you look funny each week.
Hang on, open that door, Gav.
No.
I think John's on the
You're
phone.
not silly. Jim.
Jimmy.
Of course everybody loves you. Jim. No, Jim. You're fine. No, he doesn't write those things to make you look... He doesn't. All right, Jim. Okay. Well, try your best, eh? Just record it and send it in, whatever you're going to do. It's always good what you do. We all love what you do, Jim. All right. Hang on. No. All right, I'll hang up first. No. Jim. All right. Love you too. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry, I do apologise, Brad, about that little interruption.
I'm joking. I had you going there, Brad. Oh, humour. What need humour? Right, Shipwrecked 19 lines. Right, here we go.
Last week on Shipwrecked. The crew of the island come back from a lengthy break to find fucking hell. Take 2. They come back from a lengthy break to find nothing much had actually changed. Not even the voice of PetraChelli that still sounded exactly the same as it always has. Jimmy found a cow which turned out to be a clever disguise for the Robinson brothers, who had planned to rob the 7-Eleven on the other island, and Rickety Pete dropped in on his round-the-world journey to raise money for the Alzheimer's whatever they call it, which he'll continue to do just as soon as he can remember where he put the keys for his jet ski or boat or something. He can't think of what he's done with this week on Shipwreck. The boys prepare for Easter. I know it was Easter a couple of weeks ago, but they haven't got a calendar on the island. So a glint fills the industrious eye of Gav, and some sand gets thrown into Jimmy's as John tries to learn a new dance move on the beach, while Kev laughs to himself about the time John was put in the cooking pot by the natives. We join the lads this week we join the lads as they... Oh, Christ, just 1 week. I'd like to get through the entirety of the intro without... I don't know why I bother with this. Come in.
Come in, you.
Oh, Christ, what the fuck is that supposed to mean, John?
Never mind.
Get out. You're on thin ice, John. The vulgarities I have to put up with, the filth from John Wilson with it. Was it? I can only apologize for that and act as though it never happened, and we'll just put a strike next to John's name here up on the board.
Look, I'm sorry about that.
2 strikes.
I'm just trying to start the show off with a quick little knock-knock joke and, liven the mood.
Yes, well, that's the problem, John. You just don't think. There could be families listening, and the line "come in who" is, in my book, distasteful and unnecessary and is not appropriate. It's not appropriate. Ah, fuck it. It's not to be used anywhere but the Roman room on Group 6 Wednesday, which I probably wouldn't know anything about, though I've read it in a pamphlet, and if I was bored on a Wednesday night, then one could only be swayed. Now let's get on your bike and let me finish the introduction. The song's about to run out for the God knows how many weeks in a row. Jesus
All right,
Christ,
sorry about
John.
that. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, and Petra and Jimmy are arguing about lines or something down the side. I just thought you should know. There you go.
Jesus, if it's not one thing, it's the other. Right, I'll send them in then. Let me get this shit sorted out so we can continue with this crap. And I can get back to the Roman. I can just send them in and mind your own business.
Jimmy! Petra! The narrator wants you in his bathroom.
Office, John. It's an office.
To be honest, it is a bathroom. I mean, look.
It is not.
It is though, isn't it, eh?
Well.
I mean, normal offices don't have a bath in it, do they? Or a sink for that matter. Soap on a bloody rope.
Hygienic.
Soap on a rope. I know it's a pirate show, but I mean, come on. You're just taking it to the next level.
That's because you don't come from the flash end of town, matey. I sailed the 7 seas. I found treasures and seen things that would make your belly itch, John. I've lived a tough life with no frilly bits. I never kept up with the Joneses and kept well away from Davy's locker, when at times I could have sunk right to the bottom of the ocean with 20,000 leagues or legs or whatever it was under the sea, grabbing at me with the little suction caps on the tentacles. I'm a survivor, John, and I've cut them out and I've ripped them with my teeth, and I'm not sure what I'm talking about. But if these days I feel like I want to live it up a little and spit all over the place like I'm doing now, then for Christ's sakes I'll live it up a little.
And move a fucking desk into your bathroom.
If I have to, yes. It's all I've got. Do I have to remind you, John, that this is a radio program,
mate.
and the general public...
Bloody hell! Do you have to?
What do you mean your lanes need to be... Oh, Jesus! Pull your pants up!
Yes.
Sorry, boys, it's nature that called, and there's nothing I could do.
Fuck me. You've got to change this office, mate. I can't... Oh God. What's that, then? I can't work in these conditions.
Calm down, John, it's not that bad. Now you pop out and see what Gavin and Kev are up to while I speak to these 2 clowns, Owen. Just leave the door open for a bit while we get a bit of air in here, and... Now, what's with... Oh, John. Now, you 2 explain your arguments before we move on too far, and just before you do, I'll just put on some soft piano music in the background. Righto, what seems to be the problem, you 2? The music's there to calm you down. It's a soothing process. So just talk calm, and we'll sort this out, and don't get too excited. Off you go, Jim.
Wayne's not happy with his lanes, and he wants them made a bit easier.
Is this true, Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm quite reasonable. I don't know what you mean about wanting it easier, but let me read through last week's script, and we'll just bring it up here on the old... here we go. Lines for Wayne, a.k.a. Seraphin, a.k.a. PetraChelli. Hello, my name is Seraphin. My name's not Wayne, Jimmy. Brisket. Are you talking about Steve? What can we do with a drunken sailor? Jesus wept, blah, blah, blah. Shipwrecked. It's a hand-drawn picture of Susan Boyle. Blah, 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 blah. I can't see what's being so... I can't see that being too hard. I just said the whole lot, and I don't even speak Cumbrian, for God's sake, man. Wayne, listen, if you don't want this part, it's fine, but if you do, I'll have a word to Brad, and we'll have him make it a bit easier. Fuck me dead. Do you want the part or not?
Yes.
Well said, Wayne. You've got it nailed.
Look, Wayne, can you yell out... Hang on, that might be a bit hard. Jimmy, do me a favor and yell out for Brad to come in here, will you? Let's get this shit sorted before it drags on for the rest of the season.
Brad! Could you come in here, please? Brad!
What?
Could you come in here, please?
Hang on. What do you want? Jesus, stinks a bit in here. Oh yes, that must be the pipes or something. I'll have to have them checked. Just open that door back up if you could. That's better. Why don't you move this office out of your bathroom? Look, never mind about that. Wayne's unhappy with these lines and wants you to make them a bit easier. Easier? We know, but you try saying words like Jesus wept in Cumbrian. It's not really that different, is it? I don't know, I don't speak Cumbrian, but what I'm trying to see is, can you make it a bit easier for him? I suppose, but what kind of words can we use then? Jim?
Maybe start off with one syllable and we'll see how he goes.
What, like cow and dog and pumpkin? Not pumpkin.
Try bus, egg, and election. Yeah. Ian, can you say election?
Election?
Christ, that backfired. Wayne, so you have to be so clever. Why don't you say it like we thought you were going to say it? Now say it again. Cue him back in, Jim.
Ian, can you say election?
Erection?
Jesus Christ. This is gonna be tougher than I thought. Excuse me for a minute, boys. Hey, Kev, John.
And that's how Jim Steinman came up with the song Total Eclipse of the Heart.
Gav, I think your new lapel mic is rubbing on your neck or something there.
I don't know. Don't know anything. Do I know anything?
But I hope so, because, look, fellas, there's a problem with Wayne. He needs to get back to his sick grandmother or something, and I was wondering, do any of you know where the jetpack that Dave had in the Bohemian Rhapsody episode went?
Hang on, Narrator, just for a second. Bonnie Tyler sang that song.
Yes.
Yeah, and wasn't she from Wales?
Yes. Oh, yes, man. I see where you're going with this. Well done. Well done.
Oh, yes, Kev, my son, great work.
What, that Dave crash-landed the jetpack onto the dead whale carcass, and all we have to do is either swim out and pick it up, or just write in that there was another one conveniently buried on the beach in the chest, which held Wilson's sister and Wilson's sister's sisters.
No, we're trying to work out how to get Bonnie Tyler's phone number for John, because he's a big fan.
Big fan.
And Kev mentioned
Big
Wales.
fan.
Yeah, well, you know, I mentioned Wales because I thought, don't you two dudes know a guy named Connor Ford who lives down there and has contacts in and around the music scene? Dudes, I mean, I'm just thinking, maybe he could hook John up.
So it had nothing to do with the jetpack.
What jetpack?
Wayne, can you come here, please? Can you give us a Jesus wept? Take your time with it. I don't mind if you have to have a couple of cracks. Just do your best. John's fucking around, and we need a Jesus wept. Come on, lad, off you go.
Jesus wept.
Oh, you make me so proud, Ian.
I thought that was pretty good. Wouldn't you say, Jimmy?
All right, settle down. Don't milk it.
So, as the 19th show makes about as much sense as the first one did, only a fair bit longer, I quickly make arrangements for the jetpack Dave had on in a previous episode to be placed in the buried chest, which at one point held the bounty of Wilson's sister's sisters. A map given to the men marked with an X, so they can quickly find it. We can get on with the plot of the story, but after an hour and a half of aimlessly scratching around in the sand, I had to go out and point out the fucking thing myself. In fact, I probably shouldn't have buried it now that I think of it, considering I'm the only pirate amongst this ragtag bunch of scallywags. Just showing off there with a bit of the old, and if you want a job done properly, then you should do it yourself, or lash out and pay a lady of the night, which is one of the oldest professions in the world, and one that shouldn't be sneezed at, and certainly put food on the table at our house during the leaner times. I was 23 and quite fit. The ladies came from far and wide, but were mainly wide. In fact, some of them were huge, and I wound up with a sore back because of it. No, it's under this huge Look, it's under this huge wooden X. I put it here on the sand so you'd find it. Christ, I had to say extra words in that narration. It shouldn't take this long.
Oh, yeah. So it is. I looked at that and thought, what an odd place to leave a cross.
No, Gav, don't mention the cross until later in the episode. It's definitely an X. It's just a lot straighter and has one edge a lot longer than your average X, but it's definitely an X, and it's here at the moment to mark the spot. It's not a cross.
I'll take that shovel, thank you, Petra. We know what happens when you get your hands on one, don't we, eh? I end up with a whack over the head, and it's good night John Johns, eh? Well, it's not going to happen this time. Await you, mate, eh?
That's you there, Wayne. Here, I simplified the script for you, mate. See here, John just said, I'm a wake up to you, mate. You start here. There's your line there. Righto.
I like carrots.
Oh, come on, Wayne. That doesn't even make any sense.
Jimmy, just let him go. And start calling him Petra. We don't want the others finding out he's a different person.
Found it! Found it!
Hey, look, John's found the chest. It was under the huge wooden X all along. And it's... Oh, fuck me.
Ha 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 ha, you cunts! Surprise, surprise! Look who's back on the island.
Who? Rickety Pete?
No, I think he means Miguel there.
Oh, yes, he is. I saw him wandering on the beach before looking for his car keys.
Oh, he is too.
Poor old bugger. Call him over, Jim.
Rickety Pete! Over here! You! Rickety Pete! Would you like to join us for dinner?
I'm not sure he can hear you.
Rickety Pete!
Oh, wait, he's coming over.
Hang on! I just jumped out of a buried chest and said, guess who's back?
I know, and we used that line twice in the last episode, and due to the legislation of responsible use of words and or lines written into or around scripts / ramblings, whether they be that of a madman or not, beginning with a capital letter and ending with either a full stop, question mark or exclamation point in the form of a sentence or paragraph dated no less than 2 months from the previous joke.
And what? What is your point?
Well, it basically just meant that we ignored it. Did you see a jetpack in there?
Yes, it was very, very uncomfortable. What do you expect from having to sit with my ass crack on the jets of a jetpack?
Miguel.
What?
Miguel. How did you contort into that small chest?
What do you mean?
Distracted. The need to sneeze.
I was born with it. Tried to do weights like all the other boys at school, but it never got any bigger.
What on earth are you talking about?
Dude, you should try push-ups. I do 200 every single day before I watch telly.
You're not talking about...
Telly Savalas. I don't have a television. I kidnapped Telly Savalas, put him in my house, and I do 200 push-ups in front of him every single day.
That's incredible. He was a Greek-American film and television actor and singer whose career spanned for decades. Perhaps best known for playing the title role in the 1970s crime drama, Kojak.
We don't have a telly. Kevin, Ron, we don't have a telly, Kev. We don't have a telly. End of. We're on an island. Where are you going to get a telly from on the island? You're going to plug it into the old palm tree.
Yeah, I know. I wish we did, though. I'd be more inclined to do my push-ups every day. Especially if Telly Savalas was here.
Palm Sunday, is that on? Hey?
I wish I'd never came back. Now if all you're going to do is pick at my underdeveloped upper half, honestly, I expect more out of you, Gav. You're the sophisticated one.
I have a pet dog.
Fucking dog.
I'm a what?
He said he has a pet dog. I had to simplify his lines. He had a pet dog and its name was Mr. Sausages. He loves it very much. Isn't that right, PC? Petra. Wayne.
Yes.
Miguel, I wasn't talking about your chest. I was talking about the chest. The one you were inside of and buried in the sand. How the fuck did you fit inside
Good
it?
question, Gav. Good question.
I have a very small one. Some would say an underdeveloped chest. It enables... It enables... What's the line? Hold on. Oh, it enables me to fit inside very tight boxes or chests, but I don't want to talk about it.
Dude, can you just hand me the jetpack, please?
What do you mean?
Can you hand me the jetpack? please.
Yes, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Here, narrator, we've got the jetpack.
Great work, Kev. Now put it on Wayne.
Who?
I mean Petra. Put it on Petra.
Hello there, Rickety Pete. Would you like to join us for dinner?
I suppose that'd be okay. I can't seem to find my keys. What's your name again?
I'm Jim, remember. You know, we rode on the horse together and dragged the cow you fed the mushroom-lace grass up the beach. Remember?
Oh yes, I start to remember that now, Tim. You're the boy who tried to get me to dance for him. Have you? What's this? You found yourself a spaceman, have you?
No, that's Wheaton. The narrator thought as a special treat we should let him have a go in the jetpack. He's so lucky.
What is this?
There's just a little treat. It'll make all the lines a bit easier for you, and just make sure all the straps are tight, Kev.
Dude, these straps are tight.
Jimmy, is this safe?
Now, Wayne, you lucky lad, we just need to quickly tape your thumbs to these buttons. Quick, Gav, tape these thumbs to the thrust buttons.
Tape is secure.
Get ready for takeoff, Kev. Stand back, Rickety Pete. Excuse me, Lance Armstrong, have you seen my keys?
Rickety Pete! Oh, my Lord! Your old Rickety Pete just got bored to a crisp! Oh, your old Rickety Pete!
Well, Jim, you know what they say. You stand too close to the fire or jetpack thrusters and you're going to get
Yeah,
burnt.
we'll also say you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
And the reason for saying that was?
Well, Wayne had just said he had a pet dog. Now, I feel, since we shot him off into orbit, I should be there to raise the dog. But I'm not sure of its age and would like to teach it some new tricks. However, if it's too old, I shall just let him sleep by the open fire and warm my slippers.
Yo, who's this coming over now?
Oh, it's no one, Ron. Hey, everyone, look the other way.
But that just makes us want to look in the direction of the bloke walking towards us, Noddy. Try telling us something interesting, or something to trick us. Christ, Jim, I must say, you don't play with the full deck now, do you, lad, eh?
John, this isn't a game of cards. There's an old man lying bored to a crisp with bare feet, and something really interesting you should look at over there.
Where?
I can't see.
Move over, Kevin.
Come on, Gav. Stop pushing.
Oh, great. Now I've got Rickety Pete all over the sole of my emu foot. It's not gonna go over well.
Quick, Jimmy, grab the new PetraChelli and once again we shall head to the office.
Bathroom.
Whatever, let's go. So is a wonderful and charming Wayne, a.k.a. PetraChelli Mark III, with Murray Harton being Mark II, and our good mate PetraChelli, who played himself as a part of PetraChelli Mark I, though he didn't have the Mark I part in his title back then because we felt we didn't actually need it. Reason being there was only one, himself, PetraChelli 1, without the 1. You get the drift, but just like the American-made Jeep, there is only one. And we wish the real one all the best and hope that he's going well and he can make a safe return to the island one day. But at the moment, we're going through them like an Indian curry, and we're up to number 4 anyway. Anyway, that's enough of that crap, and let's meet the newest addition to the island as we head inside the office for a quick meeting.
And then she said, I don't know why he jumped. He makes his own sandwiches.
Oh, my Lord, it never gets old.
All right, then, if you two are finished with your little joke party, we've got work to do. I take it this is the new PetraChelli?
Yeah, this is Michael. He's a Cumbrian voiceover specialist. Should we mention what the real PetraChelli has in his plate?
Steve, the dead frog he kept in his pocket,
Did you really know that, Michael?
it's written on the script.
Oh, so it is. Who'd have thought?
Listen, Michael, I shut my eyes and I listen, and I'm not going to lie, you are certainly an artist. The accent is beyond perfect. If I had to guess, I'd say you had a recording of the real PetraChelli playing in your pocket, and you were lip-syncing the whole charade like Milli Vanilli and some of the greats before them, but seeing I know you're not, I'm proud to say that you have the job. Don't let on to the others because they don't know, and just comment on the ride you just had on the jetpack to throw them. Now let's get on with the Easter special, for fuck's sake, before it's Christmas time. And let's make this one a good one, boys. We owe it to Wayne.
Oh, my fucking head.
Oh, look out. Old Petra's back from his trip to the stars.
Well, what happened to the jetpack? Where's the jetpack?
Jimmy, what should I say?
Fucking hell, Ron. Will you stop hassling him? He's had a rough ride to all the way up there and back, and now all he wants to do is get on with life.
Oh, man, I only wanted to know where the jetpack is. You don't have to be so aggressive.
That was very aggressive, Jim.
Something very strange is going on around here.
I was just going to say that, Gav. I was just going to say that.
Then why didn't you?
Because I realised it was Gav's line.
It was, too.
Jesus wept.
He certainly did, Petra, and that's because he had a fairly rough time over the Easter period with nails and because we're close to the weekend made famous by chocolate eggs and rabbits, we shall do our best to pay our respects to the fine chocolate makers of the world, with special mention to Charlie Bucket, who won the golden ticket, and was unfortunate enough to have a sister named Carmen, who shortened her name to Calm. The poor lass was allergic to chocolate and would come out in a rash from excessive consumption of chocolate and men. And anyway, the day ends and the men retired to the cave for supper after Kev and John had gone into the jungle and got everything Jimmy had said they would need. The scene is set. The disciples, the men, sit down to feast. It's all getting very, very religious.
This is nice. Well done on the gathering. Kev, John. Cheers, lads.
Is everything okay, Jim? You look a little bothered.
The jetpack, Petra. What happened to the jetpack?
Oi, Michael. Just tell him it fell off in the water as you swam back to the island.
It fell off in the water when I swam back, and a dolphin ate it.
What the fuck was that, mate?
Chinese whispers. There was nothing I could do.
Okay, lads. How about a song, eh? Bit of
The
a...
truth is, one of you will betray me.
What?
Such a difference between Jesus Jimmy and Jimmy Jimmy. One of you who was here eating with me.
Well, fucking hell. I'm not the one. Am I? I mean, you can't just go throwing the... Well, fucking hell. I'm not the one, am I? I mean... You can't just go throwing around the table. Well, bollocks. Well, fucking hell. Well, fucking hell. I'm not the one, am I? I mean, you can't just go throwing that around the table at supper time. Now the whole vibe of the oh, bollocks. Well, I hope you can fucking hell, because I can't play the bloody harp. Well, fucking hell. Well, fucking hell. I'm not the one. Oh, I've done it again. Well, fucking hell. I'm not the one, am I? I mean, you can't just go throwing around the table at supper time. Now the whole vibe of the table's gone to shit, Jim.
Yes, but it is one of you. For the son of Mervyn O'Poodle, must die. It's been written in the script 2 weeks ago. Oh well. Fucking... Alright, come on.
Jesus Christ, Jim. Act like Jesus Christ.
Oh well. Such is life. Here. Have some bread and wine.
Bread and wine? It looks more like cave water and salted pike.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you'd be right, Gav. Yeah. We couldn't actually find any bread and wine, so we had to grab the next best thing, eh?
Next best thing? You mean if I had a list of things that could be seen as foods close to resembling bread and wine, this is what you'd put at the top of the list?
Imagine if Rod Stewart had a lisp when he recorded Maggie May.
I said list.
No, it's pronounced lisp, Gav.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you.
All right, gents. You did remember I was going to be in this episode now, didn't you?
Yes, of course we did, Brian. I'm a man of my word. Quick, Jimmy, get your uncle a plate of bread and wine or pike and water or whatever you're passing that gobbledygook off as food.
Hey, Brad, you're spitting all over the place, for God's sake.
Bloody
hell.
It's a nice song. You sound exactly like Rod Stewart.
Fucking hell, yeah, I think we get the gist of that whole lispy song thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Petra's enjoying it.
I'm not really, if I'm going to be honest. You've ruined my fucking meal.
I liked it.
What, Jim?
I liked it.
Yeah, see, well, I was singing to him.
Well, men, now in that case, let's head to the Mount of Olives.
So as the supper ends and Brad sings to him, or sings the hymn, or sings the whatever, the biblical term for singing to the song, and Gav leads the lads to the Mount of Olives, which when they get there, it just turns out to be a dismal pile of greenish berries Kevin gathered from the jungle a few days back. There's a pretty dismal, Kev. The men look somewhat deflated.
I don't mind saying, I feel somewhat deflated.
Yeah, sorry about that, Cav. I may have embellished the size of the pile. Sorry about that.
It must hurt to sit. I had one once. It looked like a witch's nose. It's from sitting in the cold concrete in it, era.
Don't you have a stool?
It could be arranged, although I don't see it being necessary, Doctor.
Okay, you lot. Sit here while I go and play. Actually, John, Gav, Ron, you come with me. Petra, make sure Uncle Brian doesn't eat all the olive-coloured berries.
What will I do if he does?
Laugh. They're poisonous and upset the belly.
He might end up with that stool quicker than he thinks.
Jesus wept.
So as Jimmy walked, he took John, Gav, and Kevin with him, and he tried to impress them with tales of horror stories he told them as they walked.
And then at the end of the movie, he said, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death."
What?
He said, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point of death."
Dude, speak up a bit. I didn't hear you.
He said, "My soul is crushed with grief to the point."
So as John and Kev get Jimmy with the old deaf switch around trick, Gav yells out,
"Look out! Look out for the pothole in the road! Look out!"
But amusingly, Jimmy fell face down, and the men all laughed. He picked himself up, feeling sore, and speaks. After the men laughed.
That's hilarious.
Oh, Christ, that hurt. It reminded me of the time my dad pushed me down for breaking his favourite record. He heard a crack and saw me near the tour table, big tour table right in the middle of the room. Oh, Christ, that hurt. That hurt. It reminded me of the time my dad pushed me down for breaking his favourite record. He heard it crack and saw me near the turntable with the album sleeve in me hand. He yelled, "Which fucking album did you just break, James?" And I replied, "Abba, Father." I was so scared.
Then what happened?
He said, "Give me. Oh, Brad, these are getting worse. He said, gimme. This wee timid voice. He said, gimme. Snatched the album cover and beat me with a dead kitten.
That's fairly twisted, Jimmy. I'm going back to the others.
Wait, Mr. Wonker. We'll all go. It's too dark to play.
Oh, sorry, boys. I've mucked up the sound effect. I'll put on a more night time. I forgot it was dark. Get rid of those birds and...
What do you have in mind, Jim? You know, game-wise. Bit of murder in the... Oh, I know. Bit of the old murder in the dark or something along those lines.
Whoa, John. I don't think that's needed.
I knew it! I said someone would betray me! You heard me, Mr. Wonker, didn't you?
I think John was just suggesting a game appropriate to the lighting conditions. I don't think he was planning an actual murder.
Oh, do you know, I could kill for a drink right now.
Did you hear that?
It looks like Petra and Brian are both asleep.
Petra! Petra! Are you asleep?
Oh, no, not anymore. Christ. I was just trying to get a bit of kip while you were off playing.
Yeah, for Christ's sakes, Jimmy. Lay down and go to sleep. You bastard.
He's right. It's been a big day. How about we all pull up a bit of sand and retire for the evening?
Has anyone seen Miguel? He seemed to disappear just after Gav mocked the size of his chest.
That's a bit rough, if I'm going to be honest, Gav. I mean, I copped it at school, you know what I mean? It was kids used to run to me and say, "Do you know you got big ears?" I used to say, "Thank you very much." I didn't know what was holding up my glasses. It was a tough run for me there.
Because of your ears?
No, you fucking tosser. Mum didn't have a car and we lived at the bottom of the hill. I just said it was a tough run for me.
Wind drag.
Yep. Jesus wept.
So as the men get some sleep, Miguel is still not returned. Jimmy got restless because he was a bit cold and sick of his whinging. Gav gave him his jumper to use as a blanket. They drape over the top like a big Gav blanket, and they all dropped off for 40 winks, except for Jimmy, who once again got up and down like the bed springs of a prostitute's bed. But there was I still owe $50, and he had a few games of solo throwy stick before laying down on a wooden elongated X, which was used to mark the spot earlier, and in Jimmy's mind was a lot more comfortable than sleeping on the cold sand. It was peaceful for a while. The crashing of the waves was hypnotic. The sound of two whales mating was pornographic, and the full moon from the one on top was not the greatest sight I've ever seen on the beach. To be fair, with the obese couple was soon asked to move along and get a room, which they did after a short breather because of they were not the fittest. And soon after this, Jimmy startled. He's not startled. He started talking in his sleep, yelling, and he was yelling out,
"Still sleeping? Still resting? Enough! The time has come. I, the son of Mervyn, caught rabbits bare-handed for Mr. Skinner. Up! Let's be going! The pelts are much greyer here."
But he didn't wake the others, and we don't know what he meant. Then, out of the darkness, Miguel returned with a heap of coconuts, with faces painted on them, which took a couple of trips back and forth to lay them all out for effect, which looked more like a lost battle than an angry mob with heads laying about the place, armed with swords and clubs, or in this case, pictures of swords and clubs drawn next to them in the sand by a quite artistic man with an underdeveloped chest, which still he still managed to draw the pictures, and then he disappeared one more time like the hunchback of Notre Dame, but without the lump. But one more time, returning armed with a gasless nail gun, yelling out,
"I'll teach you for mocking my torso, you monster!"
To which he fired multiple nails into the direction of where he thought Gav was sleeping, because of the taunt on the chest earlier in the episode, but because of the jumper Gav lent to Jimmy to use as a blanket. Miguel ended up shooting the wrong person. One of the nails ricocheted and come back hard and cut Miguel's left ear clean off. The noise woke the disciple. The noise woke everyone from their sleep, all the men, and they awoke them all, and they startled and yelled out,
"What the fuck's going on here? I need my beauty sleep."
I'm not trying to be rude, mate, but you need a lot more than 40 winks to pull off any kind of miracle.
I don't know if you boys were listening to the narration or not, but I just said Jimmy's been shot.
Great. And now my jumper is full of nails. Look, Jimmy, if you can't borrow something and return it in the same condition as you got it, don't bother. It's just a common courtesy. I'm really disappointed.
Piss off, Mr. Wonker. I'm nailed to a fucking large wooden axe.
He's wrong, you know. He nailed to a wooden cross. Honestly, I mean, if you can't just run through this one time, get a little bit of, just a bit of proofreading. Oh, my God.
Sorry, Kev, my bad. It was meant to be he's nailed to a wooden cross.
apologise about that.
I mean, I don't know. Am I supposed to say he nailed to a wooden cross or he's nailed to a wooden cross?
No, it's he's nailed to a wooden cross.
What's my motivation here? Where am I coming from? What does my character want and need at this point?
Here's $20, mate. You just do the line.
He's wrong, he's nailed to a wooden cross.
I told you that before. But oh no. The narrator said it was an odd-looking cross. X. Is it X or cross?
It was an X.
Say X.
Marks the spot.
I told you that before. It was an odd-looking X.
I'm sorry about that, Gav. I had to tell you that and I'm sorry. It's just a small budget doesn't allow us to have too many props, and sometimes we just have to make do. And we don't need you making a big deal out of the whole thing and making out that I'm telling you it's a cover up. The most important thing here is Jimmy's about to confront Miguel about shooting him with the nail gun. So let's concentrate on that. So it's all about you, Gav.
What the fuck did you do that for, dickhead? You come out here setting up a heap of coconuts with drawn-on faces and swords in the sand. Why didn't you just tell me you were upset with me yesterday?
Oh, I don't know. I was just jealous of the way you do so well with the tennis balls. With her. I used the whole Gav taunting me about my chest thing as a front.
Well, this is all about Wilson's sisters and Wilson's sisters.
But they've been gone for months.
What? No. Really?
Yeah, dude, that was way back in episode 12.
Fucking hell, mate. That was a complete waste of your time then. Hey, fellas?
Oh. Can someone help me off this cross then?
So, as quickly as the island gets hectic, just like that, it's back to smooth sailing again, except they're not actually on the yacht or they're still on the land, and Miguel's, except for Miguel's missing ear. Everything's to normal, but he's missing an ear, and the fact that Jimmy just happens to be nailed to a huge wooden cross on the beach. The men have a look, but they decide that no one's first aid trained, and they'll perhaps need a claw hammer to get the nails out safely, and they haven't got one because they're on an island, and think the best thing to do is to leave him there for the time being and have themselves a game of beach cricket for the next few hours, commencing play at 9 a.m., before which they dug a hole in the sand and popped the cross upright for the stumps, utilizing Jimmy as the umpire, who was probably sacked for signaling a wide every time the ball was bowled. The men called lunch at 12 noon. I almost said 12 moon, but at 12 noon after an eclipse. So that's where the moon came in. The eclipse forced bad light until 3 o'clock p.m., which at this time a weary Jimmy yelled out,
Eli, lama sabachthani.
Jimmy, now come on. You know that's just drivel. If you want to yell out biblical ramblings, at least do it in the fashion we can understand. Okay? Now try that again.
Sorry, John, I was just saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? I just got frightened when you all went off for a cuppa and left me out here in the darkness.
I thought you were calling out for Elijah. I was thinking, how does Jimmy know him?
Who's Elijah?
Elijah was a chicken dealer who used to live here long before the pigman. He sold chickens for a price.
Profit?
Well, yeah, he was the only dealer on the island. He made a
I
killing.
wouldn't mind us all going to the gallery. Ha! 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 A bee! A bee bit me in the throat! I swallowed the bee and it bit me!
Did
I
he just
can't
say something
breathe.
about being stuck in a goat?
I can't breathe!
Now that would be a good meal. A goat curry? Yeah, please.
I can't breathe!
No, I think he said I swallowed Abby, and I'm not sure what that means or who she is. Perhaps island life has caused him to think of perhaps, or even turn towards cannibalism.
Are we still playing cricket? If so, who's got the ball?
I'm not sure.
Guys, I've got one ear.
Well, pass it over then. I'm bowling.
Huh? Are you deaf? I said I have one ear.
Yeah, and I said hand it over.
Hang on, you two. I think Jimmy might be dead.
Jesus.
No, Gav. Even though there's been glimpses of the Bible in this episode, it's our own version of a loosely based Easter story, and it's still going to be the name Jimmy, not Jesus.
Is he really dead?
I hope not. The little bastard still owes me 10 quid.
Hey, John, what day is it?
That would be Friday.
Good.
Why so?
Never mind. It's just a reference. For the audience.
About what?
I was just trying to bring up the fact that the day Jimmy died was a Friday. Good Friday.
That's not very nice. What are we going to do if he died tomorrow? Call it Fantastic Saturday? Superb Sunday? Marvellous Monday? Terrific Tuesday? Wonderful Wednesday? Pretty good Thursday? You really should think about... You really should think before you speak sometimes, Gav.
He's right, Gav. You shouldn't have said that. There's a time for jokes and a time for not jokes.
Not.
I got it. Who's there?
Jehovah Witnesses.
Fuck off.
He said it before.
Hey, listen, do you think we should wrap Jimmy's body up in Gav's holy jumper and put it in the cave for a few days before we work out what to do? I think we should probably do something like that.
Yeah, good point. What about the stumps? This will put an end to the cricket game.
Probably a good thing. 2 more wickets and we were going to have to burn them. I suppose that would get rid of the body.
How could you think like that? He's my nephew. Besides, we can't go through his pockets for change if we burn him on the cross.
Good point. What? Hey, never mind. Let's move him to the cave. Miguel, you get a huge boulder to plug the doorway.
What? What about the door sound effect Dave told you to use in the earlier episodes? Can't we just use that instead of trying to move a massive boulder?
No, I said huge, not massive. Massive would just be overboard. I suppose the sound effect would be okay. No, grab a boulder. It says boulder here in the book.
Lazy.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, John.
Nothing. Nope. I didn't say anything important. Okay, Gav, PC, ready? Lift! Oh, sorry, that was me. Apologies there. Oh, good God. I didn't read. There's not much to eat here. I don't know why it smells like that.
Jesus, John.
No, I said it was me. We were calling him Jimmy. We just went through this, Gav. Wake up, son. Christ, it's like working with children here.
He's dead, John. I don't think he can hear you.
Who will I say that then?
Oh, God.
So as the body of Jesus gets
It's
carried...
fucking Jimmy, not Jesus. Can you get that into your head, everyone? Everyone, listen up. It's not Jimmy. It's not Jesus. It's Jimmy. Can you get that into your head, everyone? I don't want to have to say it again.
What?
That it's Jimmy. It's not Jesus. And can you get it into your heads because I don't want to say it again? Oh.
Hey, a little bit of comic relief there for you, John.
Yeah, good one, Gav. It's amazing how wound up I get sometimes. Honestly, sometimes I think I could just explode.
What?
You're not wearing a vest of some sort under your shirt, are you, Mohammed?
Oh, calm down, Pepper. He's not a suicide bomber. Are you, John? If that's even your real name.
Fuck off.
Oh,
Look,
Jesus.
are you happy?
Christ, man, put your shirt back on. Drape your torn cloth over your shoulders or something. I've not seen nipples that dark and hairy since I got caught checking out that bloke I thought was a bird laying poolside back in '85. It was a long, hot summer. I was young, confused, and ran errands for a bloke named Margaret. Ah, Christ, if only I could turn back the clock.
Dude, what did you just say?
I said if only I could turn back the clock. Never mind, right. So the body of Christ.
Jimmy.
Yes, thank you, got placed in the cave whilst Miguel shut the door. Miguel shut the door with a huge Miguel, what is this?
Well, I mean, it could be a boulder. I know it looks like a stone, but imagine you were an ant. Then, put it in perspective and fuck me, she's a bigot.
Hopeless. Get rid of it. We'll just use the sound effect then. Oh, fuck me. I'm not sure if I'm working with the laziest crew in the world, or perhaps the Bible is just making this shit up. I mean, simply writing in the holiest of books, then he rolled a stone in front of the entrance. Makes Joseph out to be possibly the strongest bloke in the world, depending on the size of the stone or tomb door, or the author was somewhat dipping his or her toes in the fictional waters, and maybe trying to get more of the same effect that J.K. Rowling got with the Harry Potter series. I don't know, but what I do know is after putting the body of Jim in the cave on Friday evening, they left him there and played some more cricket on the Sunday. Then Jim's Uncle Brian pulled out a small stash of weed he had in his pocket from last Wednesday. They rolled a fat one during the scheduled tea break during the cricket match, after which, out of respect for the dead, Gav sang some Sabbath. The rest of the fellas ate crisps. We got the crisps and we had to get them flown in. We had to get the crisps flown in, or there was going to be a stop work meeting. The boys got the munchies and Gav sang some Sabbath.
Finished with my woman, 'cause she couldn't help me with my mind. People think I'm insane because I'm frowning all the time. I'm not. I just have this face. I'm not frown. It's a frown. Turn the frown upside down. I try my best. All day long I think of things, but nothing seems to satisfy. I think I'll lose my mind if I don't find something to pacify. Could you possibly help me occupy my? Could you perhaps help me occupy my brain? Oh yeah? No. Oh, okay. No. It's fine then. It's fine. Thank you. Sorry.
So when Gav's version of Sabbath ended, Uncle Brian slipped into the cave and checked Jimmy's pockets for the 10 quid his nephew still owed him from a time before when they were out on the town and the ladies of the night. And he found nothing but what he thought was to be a selection of spices, which turned out to be just a mixture of sand, dirt, and a family of fleas, which he gathered up in his right hand, and he threw them over Jim's dead body, disappointed in his ability to repay his debts. Saturday came to an end. The men slept, and then early on Sunday morning, just at sunrise, the men came to the cave and realized that the pathetic little stone that was hardly huge, I can tell you, the pathetic stone that Miguel had left in the doorway had been moved. Taken back by this, they cautiously enter the cave.
To be honest, though, Miguel, it was the worst boulder in the history of things used to plug a door ever.
Where is the stone?
I think I might have accidentally kicked it last night when I went through Jimmy's pockets.
What, you crawled through his pockets? You wouldn't fit.
Oh my God. What is that sitting on the right-hand side of the cave?
Oh no, Kev, that's not God. It's just Petra. We had to dress him up as an angel for this bit. We just, the truth is, we ran out of extras, that's all. Did you notice the little duck wings on the back? We taped them on there, and I know they're a bit small, but just for the angelic effect, they're put there to wow the audience. And I know they don't get to see them, but this is what the explanation's for, and they're what do you think? They're quite angelic. Yeah, but even we can't see him unless he completely turns around. Oh. One just fell off.
Oh, Jesus, this flour is all up my nose. Can we get this scene finished so I can wash this shit off?
Why did you cover him in flour?
Because he's meant to be an angel, a white angel, to make him look like a...
What, covered him in flour with duck wings taped to his back?
Oh, yes, because we've got no other dress-ups.
Ridiculous. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. This is crazy. Ridiculous.
Well, tell that to the people who invented Harry Potter. One minute you've got a normal boy standing there just normally dressed, put a pair of glasses and a stick in his hand. He's a child superstar. So you look at the flower and the duck wings and it's art. It's art and it's inventive and you can bite your tongue.
I think it's mainly because the listeners can't actually see the characters. It doesn't matter what we wear. Take John's lack of pants, for instance. The at-home audience are totally unaware of the conditions in which we have to work in.
Yeah, John, why can't you put your pants on, dude? It's really uncomfortable, to be honest. It's not like I'm wearing pants right now. I feel like recording in the nude just brings out my inner Kevy Kev.
All right. Enough of that. Making me out to be
Yeah, John, why can't you put your pants on? It's
all
really
right.
uncomfortable,
Enough
to
of
be
that.
honest.
Making me out to be underdressed. I've got pants on.
No, you haven't.
I'll put pants on. I'll put pants on. I'll put my pants on. I'll put pants on.
I never signed up for this.
Oh, shut up. I was hot and I didn't go commando. I couldn't have kept going with this fucking script. It's massive. You see, it's absolutely huge. 2 times I've sent this. It's one or the other. I can't be doing both. I'm not a fucking magic man. Yeah? I haven't got a hat full of rabbits. I'm just hot, and that's how I deal with it. So fucking deal with it, knobhead.
John, just to clarify this, are you saying that you can't do your lines and wear your pants at the same time?
Well, it's multitasking, really, isn't it? And I'm not good at it.
It's not, you know.
Boys, I think that's the angel giving us the hurry on that he wants to do his lines now.
Yeah, off you go, dude. Do your line.
Hang on, I'll just wait until John puts his pants back on.
Come on, John.
Okay, fucking hell. There, you happy now?
Yeah, it's better.
The things I do for art. The things I do.
Then.
Hang on. We should set this up again.
Good point. Oh my God. What is that sitting on the right-hand side of the cave?
It looks like an ancient covered in flower with duck wings taped to his back.
I don't know about you folks, but I feel a little startled. Little startled. Went out with a girl called Startled once. Felt it.
Quiet, John. The angel's about to speak.
Do not be surprised. Are you looking for Jesus?
No, it's Jimmy.
Sorry. It does that. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay. Carry on.
Yes. Yeah. Don't be surprised. Are you looking for Jimmy, the Irishman who was crucified and used as a cricket stumps on the beach of Shipwrecked Season 1?
Yes, that's the lad.
Well then, he isn't here. He's been raised from the dead. He left me a message to give his disciple. I mean, to give to the lads. To you blokes. It says, Jimmy's going ahead of you to the gallery. You will see him there, just as he told you before he died.
Then just like that, the women fled from the tomb. Men. What? The men fled from the cave. It's a different version. Oh, so it is. And just like that, the men fled from the cave, trembling, bewildered, saying nothing to anyone because they were all too frightened to talk. They made their way over to the gallery, which in this case was just a bit of a clearing with a few mud paintings and a coconut art display that the boys had done in the downtime over the last few months. It was fairly good, and you wouldn't say that it was okay for the to be honest, it was terrible. We're not going to mention that because they did their best. The first one to see Jim was his Uncle Brian, who because of the lack of extras has now changed his name to Mary Magdalene. The very woman Jim had cast out the 10 quid from. She'd advertised herself in the classifieds as a young stable hand, very busty, and she wasn't. She was in this case it was Brian. When he turned around and told the others he had seen Jim, seen the Lord in a woman's voice, they didn't believe her.
I've seen him.
We don't believe you.
Oh, fair enough.
Then just like that, he appeared to Kev and John, who didn't recognize him due to the fact that the last time they seen him, he had a massive wooden cross attached to his feet and hands via nails shot by Miguel. They rushed back to tell the others, but realized that they were only a few feet behind, and it was a fair chance that they'd actually seen him as well. They both felt a little stupid as they ran back to catch up with the group. Gav was overjoyed at the return of Jimmy and rushed back to the underground souvenir factory where he had previously hidden some talking in tongues when I'm trying to say hallucinogenic chocolate made from the gland of the green island tree frog and some coca beans for such an occasion. They all sat down to enjoy the chocolate, and enjoy it they did, and before too long they laughed as they watched a rabbit in a top hat put down the cane basket he was carrying and lay a chocolate egg right in front of them, right in the basket, right out the egg hole. Jesus Christ, if it's just a bit descriptive, but Jimmy started to trip a little and managed to pull himself together long enough to give his first loyal island castaways this message.
Someone get the egg and wrap it in tinfoil. That'd be a wicked treat to give kids while they celebrate my return to Shipwrecked on this date every year.
That's not the message, Jim. Put down the chocolate and read the message. Gav, you shouldn't have handed out that until we'd... Oh, great. John's got his pants off again.
Hey, it's fucking hot. Hey, look. Oh, God. It's fucking hot. Hey, look. It's a tree. It's singing Tie a Yellow Ribbon around the old oak tree.
Oh, fucking hell.
Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Well, listen, love that song. Love that song.
Can I wash this flower off yet?
Am I still married?
Look how fast I can talk. It's incredible. Have you ever seen anything like it? Here goes the alphabet. It's every letter in the world. You can make up any word. It's up to you. Here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, P, L, Q, R, S,
Stop,
T, U, V,
for
W, X,
fuck's
Y, and Z.
sake. Now, Jimmy, read the message so we can wind this shit up. I'm going on holidays and want to get the fuck out of here, for Christ's sake.
Fucking hell, talk about a buzzkill.
Okay then, Jesus. Who'd be me? Craftily disguised with the name Jimmy. Right. Okay, man. Go into the world and give peach to everyone, everywhere. Anyone who joins the army or the skinheads will be shaved, but anyone who refuses will have a full head of hair. Believe that or be condemned.
No, that sounds fair enough. That sounds fair enough to me. That sounds fair enough.
Thanks, John, but there's more. These signs will accompany those who believe...
In what?
What do you mean?
What are you meant to believe in that involves signs?
Oh yeah, I'm getting to that. This is the most exciting bit. I'm starting a bush survival course for foreigners. I'm planning on selling special kits as a sideline. It's gonna be a winner. I can see it now.
Can I have a look?
No, I mean in my head.
What? It's inside there? How do you get it out? Oh, dude, these chocolates are heavy.
Pull yourself together, Kev. He means he has the idea in his head. Jim, what do the signs say?
I need a fucking shower after this. I'm stinking.
Is that what the first sign says?
Oh yes, well, I have to get them made up first, but they'll say, okay, right, first sign. They will cast out lures like demons. That's the first one. It's a fishing sign for gathering food in the wild.
I must say that one's very good. You've really put some thought into these ones, my lord. I mean, Jim.
Second one, you will speak new languages. That's number 2 because I've got a new language I'm working on using a series of clicking and pop noises. I'm not really good at the popping, but I can do the clicking really well.
Ridiculous.
Shut up, Gav. At least I'm trying. Third sign, you will be able to handle snakes with safety.
What the hell, safety?
Safety.
Oh.
Hang on, can you actually promise that?
I'll just get them to sign a waiver. And the final one is, you will be able to place your hands on the sick and heal them. Which I know is a long shot, but it gives the package a more magical feel.
It's pretty good.
Amazing!
Can I have my 10 quid back now?
Hello? I haven't said much for a while. Can I get one of you assholes to look at my ear? It's still bleeding.
Ah, piss off, mate. Here, put some coconut milk on it and stop your whinging. And just like that, Easter as we know it was born. It says in the book that once Jimmy had finished talking about his new business venture in not so many words, or actually a hell of a lot more words. He was taken up to heaven and sat down on God's right hand, and at that point we thought it got a little bit pervy.
That's right, Brad. We didn't want to go down that route, but we here at Shipwrecked love you so much. We thought it would be amusing as a little Easter treat to dip Jimmy's legs in a bucket and let you watch him dye his own shins.
Unfortunately, like we said before, this is a radio show and the whole effect was lost to you, the listeners. But be assured, he looks like he's wearing a set of tight-fitting green-colored leprechaun boots, and without sounding too self-indulgent, Fuck, I almost got through it, but I said indulgent. It is very, very funny.
Apart from the funny green boots, Jimmy had sent his spirits to ruin our lives. He thought it would empower us and give us some extra bravado during nights out and trash-talking around fistfights, but it just turned to alcoholism and a less than abundant life. 3 people wound up bitten by poisonous snakes during his survival course, and due to his "you will be able to place your hands on the sick and heal them" clause, they later lost their lives.
But even after all that, we don't have to personally ask him into our lives if we are bored and crave her.
Him!
Sorry, mate. Sorry. If we are bored and crave him. But you see, it doesn't mesh up with the word saviour then.
Yeah, but I'm not a chick. And we don't want to just start making stuff up so millions of people believe it and preach it as gospel. That isn't right, is it?
Oh, yeah, you're quite right, Jim. Okay, where was I? So if you're sincere about asking Jim into your life, why don't you click on the suggested link below, or check him out on the dating site Match.com under the name Ramjet69.
You're such an asshole, John. It's Ramjet_69.
Laugh.
Oh. What are you rubbing your nose for? You're about to rub my bollocks. Happy Easter, everybody.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Happy Easter, everybody.
I thought it'd be Easter by the time we finished.
We
didn't do so bad.
No. Put it on over here.
Alright, hang on.
Next week on Shipwrecked. I'm going fishing, Kev's making chocolate. The new seagull should turn up, and Kev's still doing push-ups. John finds comfort on a lounge chair, and Jimmy cracked corn, but I don't care. Until next time, be safe, enjoy Easter, and remember, don't believe everything you read. I mean, a talking snake. Fuck me.
Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on. You do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. At the beat of my heart, I've got something in my pants.
You fucked that up. We were doing good until you forgot the lyrics.
Right.
Good work, boys. Hey, listen, thanks, guys, for listening. This is Brad. I just want to say thanks to Michael, Seraphin, Brian, John, Jimmy, Kev, Gav, Miguel, and the narrator, who's a bit of a dickhead. But cheers, everyone, for listening and putting up with the long breaks I have in between living life. Good luck out there.
And another thing for you, the listeners, there's no stage direction here on the script. There's no direction. There's nothing. It's just we're just left to ourselves here to figure out what's the motivation, where are we coming from. It's all a mystery here. It's all a mystery, for God's sake.
Ha 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 ha. Ho 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 ho. Wrong season.